Sorry. Imagine serving your country by creating an evolutionary machine that could decipher incredibly challenging Nazi code only to be sentenced by that same country simply because of your personality. Unlike many of us, Alan Turing did not have to imagine this because he lived it. Today, I'm going to tell you about the life of Mr. Alan Turing. I'm going to tell you about his service in World War II, his sentence, and how the idea behind his machine eventually inspired modern-day computers. From an early age, Alan Turing was known by his peers and those around him to have an incredibly remarkable mind. It was this mind that earned him a PhD at the University of Princeton at the age of 26 years old. Many believed he became even more remarkable once he started serving His Majesty's royal government after the onset of World War II. He did this by leading a task force that was tasked with deciphering an incredibly challenging, what many believed to be impossible Nazi code known as Enigma. Now, once his machine was able to do this, the British government had an incredible weapon they could use to gather enormous amounts of intel on vital German decision-making, and use it they did. The British government used this machine to help win the war. Now that I've told you about his service in World War II, I'm going to tell you about his sentence. Following the war, Alan Turing's house was raided. And during investigation, he admitted to the investigator of sexual relations with one of the perpetrators. Now, mind you, homosexuality is a crime in Great Britain during this time period. Because of this, he is sentenced not to years in prison, but to female hormone therapy. And in 1954, at the age of 42, investigators find Alan Turing's body right next to a half-eaten apple laced with cyanide. His death was ruled a suicide. Now that I've told you about his sentence, I'm going to tell you about how the idea behind his machine influenced modern-day computers. After the war, scientists were amazed with the Turing machine because of its ability to decode Enigma. They thought, this is a machine that can do anything. And they used the idea behind his machine to continue making and developing better machines. And the Turing machines eventually started to become called computers. And as we all know, the computers have indeed changed the world. And the idea behind his machine influenced the very thing that has changed the world. Today, I have told you about Mr. Alan Turing. I have told you about his service in World War II, his sentence at the hands of the very country he served, and how the idea behind his machine inspired the very tool that not only do we use every day, but has also changed the world. But before I go, I want to ask you this question. If you had a gift and an idea that could not only save your country, but could also change the world, would you share it? Thank you.